turns. Butler and contact. And right now the Heat are putting it on Atlanta.
A dominant 24-point win by the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat, and 2 former members of Miami Heat, a champion and an all-star. Smitty, Antoine Walker, and guys, Duncan Robinson. How about him answering the call? So much Miami did defensively well, but Duncan Robinson, we found out before the game, was going to come off the bench as opposed to his 69 starts this year. Twan, set the franchise record, made 8 threes, was 9 for 10 from the field. And this is when we hear the Heat culture, this is exactly it.
Well, obviously now starting them, you give more firepower coming off the bench with Tyler and him. But I think with Duncan, it's about confidence, knowing the ability that the coach gives you the green light, no matter if you're making or missing those shots. And you saw that tonight. Obviously, when he comes out and makes his first couple, he has potential to have nights like this where he goes 8 for 9 from the three-point line. But 69 starts. He came off the bench a lot last year. He's been around in this organization, been around Spo now, and has coached him for the last couple years. So he knows his role. He knows how to get involved in offense. And like Jimmy even said in the interview, he just talked about when he's confident, this is the Duncan Robinson that you're going to get, a guy that can go 8 for 9 from the three-point line.
Yeah, I totally agree with Twan. I think for him he was pressing a little bit. And obviously sometimes when you get the big contract, they put a lot more pressure on you. I think right now you watched him, he was just free. He came out freely, knocking down shots, taking good shots. But it was, all about the Miami Heat, where they shared the basketball. 35 assists and their defense. That was the 2 things that was glaring in this game.
Yeah, and you look at it, new playoff career high for Duncan Robinson, but also Miami as a team. 18 threes, their second most in franchise history in a playoff game. Miami will find you and develop you. Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, who actually got the start, Gabe Vincent, also facts, player development there is so good. This is true, and it's been like that for a very long time.
It's been like that for a very long time. They've been doing this, Twan knows this even better than I. He was in there when they won a championship. They believe in getting you better. And obviously you're going to go out there and one thing you're going to do is you're going to defend, you're going to compete, and then after that you're going to put in your individual work, and it's going to be daily, till it becomes just a habit, a good habit. And you can see right now, I've watched Duncan Robinson in Michigan. Great shooter. He was an even better shooter, but I love what Duncan Robinson has done on the defensive end. Is he a stopper, Twan? No, but he's not a liability like he used to be.
For those tuning in, first and foremost, we appreciate you. Duncan Robinson going to join us in a few moments. Something else we can't overlook, those 8 threes by Duncan Robinson, great. Same amount of points that Trae Young scored. Same amount of threes that the Atlanta Hawks made as a team. Defensively, the way Miami came out, they really put their imprint on this game early and often. The 8 points by Trae Young, now a season low, also a postseason low for him. What did you think about the way they defended Trae?
Well, we talked about it in the pregame that we knew Eric Spoelstra was not going to let Trae Young just beat him. They're going to load to him. They're going to switch a lot of his pick and rolls. They're going to trap him. So now Trae's got to get a little bit more crafty. He's going to, have to play without the ball a little bit, do some cutting, drive a little bit more, try to get to the foul line, get something easy. But they're just not going to let him shoot wide open threes, it's not uncontested threes. They're going to do whatever they can to get the balls in, and they're going to be physical with him. Then on the other end, they're going to put him in pick and rolls too as well. Coming out of, obviously they had to, win a huge game, play-in game. So you can give them an excuse for this game. But now, after they get this film, Trae's going to have to figure out how he can be effective in this series because Miami's going to lock in and focus in on him.
Yes, season low points for Trae Young, season low assists. Also had 6 turnovers, so that's more turnovers than assists. So great defense by the Miami Heat on Trae Young, who's been absolutely red hot to end the season, also in the play-in situation. But the guy who was red hot, like I said, hit as many threes as Trae Young scored points. Duncan Robinson, congrats on the new Heat playoff franchise record for 8 threes made in the game, and a new playoff career high. 27 points. So, Duncan, we know coming into this game you'd been starting and you'd to come off the bench for this one. What was your mindset when Coach Spo told you that and coming into this one?
Yeah, really my mindset just stays the same. I guess my role changes a little bit, but my job doesn't. To go out there and just be aggressive, let it fly. And my teammates do a really good job of finding me in situations to be successful. So, I just try to let that thing fly, basically.
Well, Duncan, we watched you, and I've watched you since college, and like you said, doesn't look like anything changed. But what was going through your mind when you had the slump? What was always the belief in your process, belief in your journey? Did you change anything, or you kept the routine the same?
No, I keep it the same, man. Try to limit variables. Just keep it the same. There's going to be ebbs and flows, but I like to say, water always finds its level. So, if it can find its level this time of year, I guess that's better than ever.
Duncan, on top of you having a magnificent game, can you just talk a little bit about Kyle Lowry and P.J. Tucker, what they've meant for this team, and especially the mentality they've came in this playoffs with?
Yeah, two guys that are just all about winning, super unselfish, do whatever it takes, all the little things. So many things that go unnoticed in a box score. But, just great presence to have in the locker room. And on the floor, they're just super selfless. They want to find other guys in situations to be successful and make all those winning plays.
Here, you guys, the top seed in the Eastern Conference, and you've been there for the most part of the season. What was it about this year and maintaining that consistency that you guys felt like, okay, we're the best team in the Eastern Conference, and this is where we need to be?
Yeah, this year has been interesting. Been a lot of ups and downs, guys in and out of the lineup, but one thing that stayed consistent was our approach, regardless of who was out there, and really developed confidence in all of us. 1 through 17, that whoever's in the lineup, basically everything stays the same, and we just got to go out and be who we are. Compete defensively. Let our defense turn into offense, and fly around on both sides of the ball.
Excellent job defensively, Duncan, that you guys had individually on Trae and also Atlanta Hawks. But speak to me about the third basketball and looking for each other.
Yeah, that's been something we've been emphasizing all year. Just sharing the ball, playing off of closeouts, playing out of paint touches. And, tonight you saw one of the best versions of it in terms of, guys just being unselfish, guys being aggressive, putting pressure on the rim and playing inside out in that respect.
Duncan Robinson, your shirt says it all. White hot, professional shooter, 8 for 9 from three-point range, 9 for 10 from the field. Even got yourself a nice layup on a fast break. We appreciate you for taking the time spending with us on Playoff Central Live.
All right, appreciate you guys having me, man.
Nate McMillan now available at the podium.
And, they showed us, tonight that there's another level that we have to get to in order to compete in these playoffs.
What did you see from just their defense? I felt like they were relentless. They just kind of kept swarming there on that side.
That's what they do. They're a very good defensive team. Really, all 5 guys that are out there are good individual defenders, and they are connected as a group. And, they established their defense really early. I thought in the game, and I thought we played in our first option. Basically in that first quarter, pretty much the first half, where we came down. We either shot the ball or one pass and a shot, and you have to be more patient than that. Get the ball moving against their defense and play in your third and your fourth options. And I didn't feel that we did that early in the game.
You mentioned that they showed you have to reach another level. You guys have been here before and have reached that level. Are you confident that you can get back to that, to playing that style that you played before?
We got to get to another level. There's another level of intensity where every possession you're locked in and you're focused on winning that possession. Certainly on the defensive end of the floor, but also offensively. Understanding that you have to execute and value every possession in these games.
John got his first minutes since March 11th. What were your expectations for him, and what did you see out of him tonight?
I thought he was good for us tonight. He hasn't played in really over a month, and it was a game time decision, so a little hesitant, putting him out there. But I thought he was okay. He felt okay. We put him in at that backup 5 position, and it was good to see him out there again. But he has to, of course, get his rhythm, with his teammates again. But it was good to see him back out on the floor.
They got a lot of attempts there in the restricted area. Do you think that's where you kind of miss Clint?
Yeah, but I thought they were the aggressors really all night long on both ends of the floor. Defensively, we really never established that we could stop them. And, they basically had a rhythm and good ball movement and pretty much was scoring at a high percentage.
They're switching on Trae Young. Could you talk about what you want your offense to do, and also him shooting 1 of 9? Was that just frustration or being taken out of his game? Or
no, we've seen that. We've seen that all season long. Teams switching, and our last game here. That's the defense that they play. So it's not something that we didn't expect, we didn't anticipate. We knew that. That's their defense. You know what they're going to do. You have to execute against that. And, they are a good team. They switch 1 through 5. They're 5-man Bam. They feel confident that he can guard a guard. So you have to do some things to take advantage of their switching. And, tonight, it wasn't a surprise, the defense that they were playing. I didn't think we executed properly against it.
Do you have any more questions in the room? All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
Interesting thoughts there from Nate McMillan on how they can attack the Heat defense in the future. But Jimmy Butler in Miami with the 24-point win. We'll hear from the Heat next.